Hi everyone, it's been a while since I last posted anything on YouTube, but here's a recap video from the trade that I took on the 1st of March. It was only a 5R trade, but it ran to like 16R, but you know, 5R is more than enough. It was a 2.5% gain on my funded account. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So let's start with the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour, what are we? We are bearish from this point here when we reacted to the weekly supply zone. So we had this high here, this low, this high, and then this is the new low. This low reacted to a 1-hour demand zone to the left, caused a reaction to the upside, swept these highs, reacted to a supply zone, and then broke. So this would be a supply zone, but you can see that news wicked it. So now we have a new demand zone because we're still bearish and we didn't close with a candle body, and that doesn't indicate that we are bullish, sorry. So we are still downtrend. So this is the low, this is the high, this is the low, this is our new high range, and then this was our low at the time. So coming into this area, this is our leg from this high to this low. So if you draw the premium discount tool, this is in premium pricing, so we can look for sells. This is the last unmitigated area. Even though it was potentially caused by news, this wick swept the liquidity here and then continued to the downside. So it should hold some sort of weight. If not, then it should cause a reaction and then continue higher. So what was I looking on the 15-minute? 15-minute was bullish, as you can see. We've reacted, broke to the upside here, so we could potentially take some sells from this reaction point to somewhere down here before looking, or even here for buys. So let me show you what I'm looking for. The 15-minute. 15-minute, this is the wick that caused this bearish move to the downside, caused the shift. This bullish move up, swept this high, swept the highs, still in this 15-minute supply zone, and then this is all inducement and liquidity to be taken. So coming into New York, because there was nothing during London for me, because this supply I wasn't going to take, because you can see that it's just splattered through after anyway, but this is just, we were bullish anyway. So let's go on the 1 minute. I actually took this quite aggressively on the 5 seconds, but I'll show you what happened. I was waiting for a shift because we swept all the liquidity to the left. We can safely just be aggressive and take the first shift. So this is the 15-minute POI. 1 minute, let me just show you guys. 1 minute, this is the high, this is the low, this is the high, this is the low, and then you would say this is the high and this is not the shift that we were looking for. We should have looked for this one, but this is the last demand range before this shift up anyway, this aggressive move up. And then you can see that right after we tapped into this POI, we aggressively went back down. I wasn't looking at sells at this POI because we didn't have any inducement, so this would be induced, as you can see. And then this is the 1 minute POI that I would have been actually looking for, but you can see I had a limit set here as well, just in case it did come back up here, and then I had my stop loss above this high for this entry. This entry, I put a buffer of for 2.5 in case it does want to come up, because it did come back up quite a bit, as you can see. So if my stop loss was 2, may or may not have kept me in. Anyways, and then yeah, so there was no inducement, so this was my inducement I was looking for to be swept, which it did. And then I went on the 5 seconds. If it will allow me to go back, it will. 5 seconds. What was I looking for in the 5 seconds? As you can see, we aggressively swept this because people would be looking to sell from here. It gave a little reaction on the 5 second, and you can see that we didn't really shift, but then we just took everyone out here. Then I was looking for the shift on the 5 second. You can see that this was the low, high. This is all internal, by the way. And then here is where we get the shift. Not here, here. You see, this low broke here. And then once price came back up, I just tapped with a 2.5 stop loss, and then it came back up a bit and then swept this high, and then you could have taken this sweep and then just take 50% of this. But yeah, as soon as it came back into this range here, hits the market execute, and then let it play out. And then when did I put my break even? Go back on the 1 minute. Break even for me was here, this low here. Oops. So break even was about 5 pips, so 2R, and then I let it run. So you could have taken 80% off here and then let it run for the lows of 16, but most likely I would have waited for this. I'm going to target this area. Why? Because on the 15 minute, this is where the 15 minutes would shift. So this is a make or break area as well, because you can see that price was bullish. However, we had liquidity be swept down here, and then price, you can see, reacted from something in here and then pushed up again. So this would be a nice target here, probably like 6R, but because it may not broken this, and it would have just maybe just tapped into here, this range, and then just continued higher. But up to you guys, however you like to trade. You can see that we did react quite, you know, rangy here, liquidity here and liquidity down there, and I believe this was news as well. So 5R was quite simple and safe because it just allowed me to just be in and out and then miss all this little range that was going on. Yeah, that was basically my thought process for this trade. If you wanted to be more conservative, you may have missed it, like if you were waiting for this, because this was a nice supply range, the last supply range before this aggressive move. But yeah, otherwise you would have waited for perhaps this break, but as soon as this breaks, it doesn't come back into like this supply area, so then you might have missed out for the trade. However, if you use a stop limit, you could have just probably, like, when it broke this low, you could have covered it with probably 3 pips, and then you could have targeted 5R, which was here. So either way it works, depending on how you like to trade. But with me, I was quite aggressive, so I just slotted it here once price came back in, tapped, and then see how it reacted. So yeah, that's basically the thought process of this trade. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, a thumbs up, and leave a comment if you want to see more videos. I do want to start posting more, but we shall see. Anyways, hope you all had a lovely weekend and hope to smash the markets tomorrow. I mean this week.